So this is an old video that you're going to watch. I started filming in November 2023 and it took me a year to post. So these are all archived clips. You know, some of my thoughts might have changed, some might stay the same, but I'd like to post them because it's part of the journey and it's important to me and they matter to me. And it shows the journey and shows different thoughts I was going through compared to now, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. So after analysing yesterday, after adding to the cookie jar, I found that it also encourages me to do more hard stuff. I went home and had essentially an ice bath, or a cold bath. It was extremely cold. Don't get me wrong, I only got my lower half of my body in. That was only the aim. But I was sat there going, get your full body in. Do it again. And it was almost a little taste. The earlier achievement was a little taste of addiction, in a sense. Don't get me wrong, I mean, not looking forward to it, but in a sense of you're in that mode to do hard stuff. And I didn't end up putting my full body in because I hadn't set myself up to do that. So like I said in the last videos, it wouldn't be an achievement. And if I would set it as a goal, there's more suffering on it, there's more pressure on it, and that's what I want. Now it could probably sound like a bit of an excuse, but hey, that's your problem if you don't believe me. But and then all these things are going around in my head going, you can do this hard thing, what can you do today? For me, it's just after one day, it's driving me even more to do this. It sets a new standard. I think if people did it more, if people did something hard every day, I wonder what society would look like. I wonder how much more resilient we would be. Most of us go through hard stuff anyway. I say that like that because realistically, we've all got, well, most of us have lives of luxury in terms of we can feed ourselves, we've got shelter. We're talking about first world problems here. If everyone did that, I remember hearing on Joe Rogan once that he said, imagine if we did mandatory run or exercise every morning or whenever. How much, one, happier would people be? And two, how much more resilient would they be? Because this is basing it off my own experience. But life gets better when you exercise. Life gets better when you do hard stuff. Now, I don't know the science behind it. I don't know why that happens. There'll be some sort of science that goes into it. But spiritually, I don't know why either. I wonder if it's because you're not shying away from life. You're not shying away and saying, no, I want to relax, I want to calm down, I want to chill. I don't want to step out my comfort zone. And I think when you step out your comfort zone, however far you step into that zone of discomfort, I think you get this different feeling. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'm stepping into this zone and I'm a madman and I'm breaking records and I'm doing anything amazing. I'm simply just doing what I find hard. And the more of a pussy that you are, the easier that is in a sense, because especially when you compare it to others. If for instance, you don't like going outside, you don't like integrating into the world and speaking to people, all you've got to do is go outside and speak to people. In a sense, to me, in my mind, that's easy. We do it every day. But to someone who doesn't do it, that's difficult. You've got to look at your own limits. You don't have to compare it necessarily to everyone else. You can compare when you're ready to compare. But when I talk about I'm doing stuff that I find hard, when other people compare it to me, it won't be hard. And I understand that, and that's fine for other people not to agree. I keep spitting when I'm recording, what's going on? I understand that other people are more resilient than me, but there's also people more resilient than them, so it doesn't bother me. That's how I convince myself and say to myself, you don't need to worry about talking about stuff that you find hard, when realistically it probably isn't hard. Running a set amount for a fast pace, it's not that hard in the scale of things. There are much harder things in life. But if you can go for them and you can try and do anything that you find hard, it's a step up. for when something big comes that's gonna crush you, or gonna try and crush you. At least you're attempting, at least you're training for a situation like that. And that's what I think builds resilience. And I think people underestimate how the little small things and building up little things that you probably don't realise matter, how much they do matter and how much they do impact your life. That's what I think in the last couple of months I've noticed, that change does happen really slowly and you do build things up slowly. Whereas I've always expected this massive jump. You do this one thing and this massive jump happens. But it's not like that. I've never experienced something like that where life happens that way. Where life, you get this one big moment in life. Not for me, sure it might happen. But for me, I've been waiting for that. But realistically, it's a slow plod and you just got to keep going and getting on with it and trying what you can. At work now, so peace.